morning and good morning. I don't know about y'all, but I am ready for me some medicine. Hey, we back at 6 o'clock, man. I'm telling y'all, my schedule is coming into order and we back like it was nothing. We back like it never happened. We back at 6 o'clock, ready for you as we get prepared for the morning, for our morning medicine. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Are you ready for some medicine? Today's prescription comes from Proverbs chapter 4, verse 10. Hear my son and receive my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. Hear my son and receive my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I don't know. I was meditating, just thinking this morning about life, just about life. And I want to drop something this morning for us to really think about life because it's easy for us to forget about life and how precious life is. I've had the opportunity to visit a lot of hospitals, nursing homes, and read a lot of books pertaining to people who are on their deathbed. And the common thread when I go visit these places and read these books is as they reflect back on life, they look at what they made priority really wasn't a priority. And now, when they have an understanding of time, and what I mean by that is time is of an essence now. They don't have that much, and that's a reality for them now. Then they start to see. And so when I was meditating this morning, the question that popped in my mind, why does it take us to come to that place to understand the reality or the preciousness of time? Why? Because when we read the Bible, the Lord tells us in James chapter 4 that tomorrow is truly not promised. You're a vapor. You're here one day and gone the next. In the Psalms, David teaches us to number our days. He says, man, number your days because your days have a number. And I was just meditating on that this morning as I ran across this medicine. Hear my son and receive my saying, and the years of your life will be many. The years of our life. Do we think about the years of our lives? The years of your life will be many by what we take heed to. And I was just meditating and thinking about this. How much are we wasting with our years by not taking account of wisdom? How much am I, we got to make this thing personal, cutting off the years of my life because of the wisdom I'm not taking heed to? The years of our life, what I'm not making a priority. Wisdom. Wisdom says, receive my sayings, for the years of your life will be many. In other words, if you do not, you cut your own life short. And so I'm just thinking about that this morning. I just think about that this morning because all the nursing homes, all those places, all those books, they saw what they put priority really wasn't a priority because they failed to take heed to wisdom. And it's at that moment now they're starting to see it. And I'm grateful that they even see it because some people never see it. And my hope for this morning medicine, is for us to begin to see it. For us to begin to see the areas that we're not taking heed to wisdom, God's wisdom. And I am not adding, but taking away. And what I want to make this is clear what I mean by adding is that I'm not taking away the days that are already numbered for me, but I'm fulfilling, receiving, not taking them for granted as if they're promised. I don't know. I was just thinking about that this morning, and it was convicting. And I want this morning medicine to be convicting because what are you doing with the wisdom? Why haven't we received it? And I was just start meditating, and I want us to really think about the things in our life that wisdom says, hey, don't operate in that. Yet some way I'm not taking heed to it. But do I think about how it's taking from my life and I'm missing that wisdom said, okay, now, if you don't, it takes away. But if you do, your years of your life will be many. I want us to think about that. Wisdom. Why do I hold on to worry? I wrote these things down. Worry. The Lord says, do not worry. Anxiety, stress. The Lord tells us, cast your cares upon him. Wisdom tells us this. What about our emotional wounds? The things emotionally that we haven't cast to God, and we allow those things to continue to vex our heart. Wisdom says, cast your cares, but I don't. What about mentalities, mindsets, postures that I choose to sit in? What about the habits I continue to entertain that I shouldn't be entertaining? Wisdom says you got to cut that thing off. But I say, you know what? This is what I like to do. Or the places we go that God says you shouldn't be going there. Wisdom points and says, hey, man, that's not the wisest place for you to go. Or the people we choose to run with. Bad company corrupts good character, but I still want to hang around or be with the bad company. It corrupts the character. And when it corrupts the character, it adds all type of burden onto me. Which then guess what? Has the ability to shorten my life instead of my years of my life being many. What about the counsel I sit in? Psalm chapter 1 says, do not sit in the counsel of the ungodly or not stand with the mockers. What counsel that am I sitting with? What am I allowing to enter my floodgates? What fuels the emotional wounds in my heart? Which helps me to carry this unforgiveness. What does nothing but poison me from the inside. What about the lack of discipline that wisdom says, hey, we need to be disciplined. But I don't discipline myself spiritually, and I don't discipline myself physically with the food I eat, with the things I take in, with the exercising. I'm saying all these things wisdom says to do, but do I consider the years of our lives taking wisdom? God does not tell us this for no reason. Wisdom communicates this because stress and all these things, they cause all types of health issues with our lives, ulcers and all types of stuff. Stresses don't add to my life, it takes away from my life. All that worry, we can start looking older than what we are because of what we allowed our situations to put upon us. We've been carrying burdens we shouldn't be carrying. Wisdom says, hey, no. Wisdom says, man, no, the Lord, let him carry that burden. His burden is light. Why are you going to carry that and then drain yourself out? And that's why you starting to look the way you look. Why? Because what's on the inside will always and eventually come out on the outside. The years of our lives, do we really think about it and consider it? I just want to put that on our mind this morning. I can't afford to hold on to that unforgiveness. No, I want to walk in the liberty of God. Don't you want to walk in that liberty? Because in that liberty, there's freedom. That I'm not bogged down with all this stuff and it's just taken away from my life instead of me in the years of my life being many. I don't have time to hold that grudge. Look at the time we spend and what we spend doing. I saw someone holding up a sign, a protest sign, right? And I was like, man, it was cold. It was so cold in the morning. And they were holding up and they felt some type of way about Trump. And I was just looking at it. I was like, man. And again, we have the freedom to protest as long as we do it legally. I'm not saying that. But all I could think about is this is what she chooses to spend her time doing? And I'm just wondering in my mind, because I didn't know if she was a believer or not, but I'm thinking like, what if you spent that time praying more? What if you spent that time doing what wisdom is calling you to do first? What if you spent that time fasting? Because apparently you're stressed because you wake up in the morning to do this. It's getting to us. And I'm just saying some of these things we allow, all this stuff we look at, all the things we hear to really bog down us internally. But do we ever think about what it's doing to the overall years of my life? Man, look, I'm just saying, y'all see my hair. And I lost my hair a little bit early. And I really think stress sped up that process because some of the things that I was going through at that time. And that's where I found Jesus. And now since I found Jesus, my hair keeps trying to grow back. Nah, but I'm just saying, y'all, the years of our life, I want us to think about this morning. Yeah, we went a little deep this morning, but I want you to think about the years of your life. When you go to your job today, when you think about all this and you carry that thing, why are you carrying that? Give that thing to the Lord. Why are you allowing the things at your job to have that? No, give that thing to the Lord. I know your boss be tripping, but you don't have to trip. Why hold on to that stress? Why allow that worry and anxiety? No, pray. Prayer is a tool that we have that we don't have to carry these things. It's a way to allow our emotional wounds to heal. So I'm just saying, for the years of our life, prayer is that we understand that our years of our life to be many. Why take from? No, no, no. If anything, I want to continue to add to. This is your morning medicine. The years of your life. God bless.